Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Medicham. Medicham on a slightly modified version of a team comp that I have used quite a bit in the past. In the past, I've run this team with Lickitung on the lead, but Lickitung has seen better days, and Medicham will be the closer on this team in the back. Quite a powerful closer, quite a good everything on any team. We all know Medicham is quite OP. And also we've got Sirfetch'd, as we can see here, flexing on the screen on the safe swap. Sirfetch'd is on this team to draw out any potential ghost types that may be lurking in the back. That way we clear the way for Medicham to roam free and wreak havoc on the Open Great League. And also on this team, replacing Lickitung, we've got Noctowl as the normal type of choice to protect our two-back Pokemon from primarily ghost types like Trevenant and Sableye. Noctowl is now clearly the normal type of choice in the Open Great League for some very obvious reasons. I was thinking back, and I don't think I featured Medicham not once in the last Great League cycle, so here we are today. Awful lead, Abomasnow, not as awful as other ice types, but not ideal. And we go into Sirfetch'd, and we draw out the ghost type right on cue. That is what Sirfetch'd is on this team to do. And we have an energy lead, which makes this matchup even better for Sirfetch'd. It was already very good to begin with. It is even better now that we have an energy lead. So all you want to do is match shields with them, and you can play right on up to the CMP tie because Sirfetch'd wins CMP tie up against just about everything in the entire Great League. That is how hard it hits. And they are clearly unfamiliar with the matchup as they are going down on shields and going down with energy. We say bye-bye to the Sableye. And Sirfetch'd has flip switch like a champ. You love to see it. They come back in, or they come in with a Medicham. They reveal their third, revealing Medicham. So this is beautiful. We now have the alignment we need thanks to Sirfetch'd coming in clutch on the safe swap. And this should be smooth sailing from here. They aggressively swap back into the Abomasnow, and this is just about nighty-night. Sleep tight. All thanks to Sirfetch'd flipping switch up against that Sableye. It was a beautiful thing. We tanked damage for days from Abomasnow. Got so excited that we had the alignment. I threw a Psychic. Definitely didn't need to throw the Psychic, but I knew it was over. This Medicham is really trying its best here. Gonna just chip this with an Ice Punch just to make it go a little bit easier for our Noctowl. And it does look like they are going to fully commit to this farm down, and I don't believe we will make it to a move. That is fine. We hit our move, triggering the CMP event. All we have to do is shield this up. Well, we don't really have to, but you really do want to get in the habit of using your shields. Time and time again, I see people go down with 2 shields. You don't want to see that. We are saying bye-bye to the Medicham, courtesy of a Sky Attack from our Noctowl. Yeah, getting the alignment was key in that one, and it worked out. Good game, well played to them. What we saw in that last battle was the ABB team comp working to perfection, and here we go. Awful lead here. We've got a Galvantula, but we can stick in here a little bit. They do take neutral damage from our wing attacks, and we tried catching... but they overfarmed by 1. We tried catching a discharge, but they overfarmed, held on to the energy, likely anticipating a catch. Good on them for that. So now because we are debuffed, I was thinking we would have to now go Psychic, hope for a defense drop, and then hope that we can get to an Ice Punch if they choose to get greedy and farm down, but they do not choose to get greedy and farm down, so we will take this and bring our Noctowl in with a health advantage onto this Noctowl. So Medicham drew, well, like I said, Sirfetch'd is a safe swap, but sometimes Medicham will function as that in this particular situation with a Pokemon that hits as hard as Galvantula. You really don't want to be catching moves onto Sirfetch'd. Even resisted damage doesn't look like it's resisted at all. So we're going to take out this Noctowl here and look to pressure a shield on this Galvantula or do massive damage to it. And likely that they do shield. They do shield, so we're going to make an aggressive play into our Sirfetch'd. And now I'm fully anticipating them to throw the wrong move. They go for the resisted lunge to get that debuff, and that is beautiful. So now we will go for this Night Slash here because our attack is lowered by 1 stage, it will not quite KO, but very close to KOing, and we do get the farm down. That is amazing. And then we got a Shadow Swampert and Sirfetch'd, able to hang on long enough to pressure their final shield or threaten the one-shot. That was huge, guys. It would have been, I don't think it would have gone our way if we hadn't grabbed that final shield. That was massive. Sirfetch'd coming in clutch yet again. And now this is looking like smooth sailing, because this Swampert does not have a prayer of farming us down with double resisted mud shots. We have 2 shields. We have already shielded 1 Hydro Cannon. We will absolutely shield the second, and it's looking like we will get the farm down on this very annoying Shadow Swampert, and we do get that farm down. Noctowl closing it out yet again. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I've got to say, I know Medicham is on the thumbnail of this video, but Sirfetch'd absolutely stole the show in a lot of these battles. And here we go. Neutral lead, Altaria. Slightly negative for us. We do not win this in the zeros, and we're fine with that. All we really want to do is either pressure shields or get this Altaria within a manageable health range, because Altaria almost always has to compare it with a steel type in the back, and that is beautiful for our flyers. So we're just happy to play out the zeros here. They did tank the first sky attack. Gonna fire off the second sky attack here. They can definitely tank this one as well, and they do. So this is fine. I do anticipate they will throw before we can wing attack them down, and that is absolutely fine. So what we're going to look to do is come in with Sirfetch'd and look to get a nice energy lead on whatever decides to come in onto us. I'm banking that whatever's in the back, Sirfetch'd will have a fun time with, and it is an Azumarill. So far, we see Azumarill. I'm still a little concerned at this point because there could be either a Trevenant or a Sableye in the back. That is very common to see behind Altaria. But it's almost always a steel type. Could be a steel type as well. We don't know. So what we will do, the way we will gauge this is if they shield this next leaf attack, we have absolutely loaded energy. We will pivot into Medicham to draw out what may be remaining in the back. So they do shield. They have something to hide. We're pivoting into Medicham. And the fact that they're not bringing in a potential ghost type is actually good news for us. That means it's likely maybe a steel type or something that does not want to see a fighter. We tank that Hydro Pump like a champ. Medicham, such a good Pokemon. Gonna take this Azumarill out with an Ice Punch. And now let's see what was hiding from our fighters. It's a Shadow Registeel. Very interesting. This is the first one that I've seen in the Great League. So just going to fire off this Psychic. No defense drop, but that is absolutely fine. All this counter damage is just icing on the cake for Sirfetch'd. They cannot farm down. So they are forced to throw a Focus Blast, and now it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. We don't even need to throw a move. Sirfetch'd just farms down the Shadow Reggie, taking the win in the end. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Sirfetch'd was coming in super clutch, came in clutch in that last one as well. If you don't have one, I would recommend getting one if you can. And here we go, another Altaria lead here. Gonna play this out the same way we did in the previous matchup here. Gonna just play out the zeros, go for the sky attacks, and try not to get it caught on a potential steel type. That is also worth noting as well. So we're just kind of throwing at awkward times, not throwing as we get immediately to the move. And again, we're not shielding anything. We're just playing out the zeros. Our best hope is to grab shields and get the Altaria within a manageable health range here. Going for another sky attack, and they're shielding, so that's beautiful. That's what we want to see. Going to fire off another sky attack here. They are allowing us to get to these sky attacks, and we will take that all day. That one would have come very close to actually KOing, and we have 2 shields now. That is beautiful. We will take that. But we also know that this Altaria is absolutely loaded. So we come in with Medicham. We know that we're going to have to tank 1 sky attack. We will not go completely down on shields because Sirfetch'd performs at its best with a shield advantage. So we will maintain that shield advantage, and that sky attack does not KO. Gonna just overload a little bit and look to take out this Altaria here with an Ice Punch. This will absolutely be enough to say bye-bye to the Altaria. And they've got a Medicham of their own in the back. So we're going to look to get off a Psychic, we're going to go for the Psychic. It's going to do quite a bit of neutral damage and then make the play into Sirfetch'd. Because after the counter damage, it is essentially within Leaf Blade range. But they catch it onto a Bastiodon, sacrificing their Basti. To be honest, it really didn't have too many places to go. So them catching the damage and taking the damage was actually quite good for us because we don't want to have to shield a move from this Basti because we know that Medicham has a move. So we're throwing with not optimal timing just to get rid of the Bastiodon. And now we will have to shield whatever this Medicham has, and they will not make it to another move because we have the Leaf Blade, which will be more than enough to take it out. Sirfetch'd coming in so clutch yet again, closing yet another game in dominant fashion, and it looks like they force closed the app. It's got the same ending either way. Whether you top left or force close the app, you are still losing. Good game, well played to them. Oh, I think swapping out Licky for Noctowl for this backline was absolutely the way to go in the current Great League. And here we go, positive lead. Medicham, they make a play into a Stunfisk, so we meet this with Sirfetch'd. You can really meet it with any one of the two fighters as you want, but Sirfetch'd has a much more dominant matchup against G-Fisk, if you would believe that. And I would much rather have Medicham in the mirror on their Medi than Sirfetch'd on it. Sirfetch'd does not do very well against Medicham. So we need to take out that G-Fisk, and they bring in a Pelipper, revealing their third. So going to fire off this Leaf Blade, hits for massive neutral damage. And going to try our very best to make it to another one, but it is not looking like we will. So now knowing the full team, we can just bring Medicham in here to soak damage and perhaps even take out the Pelipper. We do not intend to shield anything from this Pelipper here, and they are baiting us with Weather Balls thinking that they can grab a shield. It is not going to happen, not shielding a thing, because Noctowl can actually come in. If they chose to throw the Hurricane, Noctowl could have come in to get ahead on energy. Not going to stick around to give them any additional farm. Going to bank the move just in case we need it, but I don't think that we will. Noctowl does quite well against Medicham and the 2-shield. Gonna fire off Sky Attack number 1. They do shield that. They are committed to going down with the ship on this one. And that is A-okay. Gonna shield up everything. Just basically match shields up against this Medicham. And go for Sky Attack number 2 and see what they want to do here. Yeah. They are fully committed to going down with the ship, as I mentioned previously. We don't even need to shield this, but we will. Again, you want to really get in the habit of using your shields, and no need to go for any unnecessary flexes. We are saying bye-bye to the Medicham. The very stubborn Medicham goes down to a Sky Attack, courtesy of our Noctowl. That's going to be a good game, well played. Turns out all we had to do was swap out Licky for a Noctowl, and this team was back on the map. And here we go for reasons like this. Sableye lead. This is a beautiful lead for us, as of course we are double resisting this fast move pressure with our normal typing, and we can do neutral damage all across the board here. Going for a Sky Attack, they do tank that. They can take it. They will not tank a second one though. So they're going to have to make a decision if they want to shield and start giving us shield advantage. We decided to call this as a foul play, and we were successful in doing so. Even if it was a return and we did not call it correctly, it would not have KO'd. And we are now grabbing shields from the Sableye, so I thought that maybe they were willing to just soft lose lead here. So because they're shielding, we're going to match this shield. Of course, we don't want the Sableye anywhere near the Medicham. They are just going straight foul play, so this is fine. This is just another foul play. And the Sableye will go down to... Oh, I thought they went down to a wing attack, but they aggressively swap into a Lantern, not knowing what we have in the back, locking themselves in, going for this big Leaf Blade, doing big damage to a very tanky Pokemon here. And we're not going down on shields. They can take us out with a Thunderbolt if they want, but they don't. They go for the Surf, and now they are forced to throw another Surf to take us out. This is absolutely beautiful. So what we can do is come in with our Medicham and get ahead by 1 counter and have an energy lead on whatever they have lurking in the back there. We know that Sableye is hanging on by a thread. We do come in with Medicham, and And it looks like they're thinking they've got a Noctowl in the back. Man, so getting a little tricky here, getting a little sweaty, gonna fire off this Ice Punch here. We do have to be careful of a potential catch. And they are overloading, expecting a catch as well, it seems. So gonna shield this potential Sky Attack here. And oh, they go Shadow Ball. Holy smokes, they are not messing around. Gonna fire off this second Ice Punch, and now we are gonna have to potentially make a catch here. We have to be very careful. We wait a turn and we catch that next move onto our Noctowl. Tried to hit them with a move, but it didn't work out. We tank another Shadow Ball, catching that on our Noctowl. They try to return the favor. Not gonna happen. We were onto them, and we've got the Ice Punch locked and loaded. We are saying bye-bye to the Noctowl. And Medicham, with an assist from our Noctowl, has come in clutch in the end. Good game, well played to them. Had to employ some tactical maneuvering in that last one, but we got it done in the end. And here we go, a positive lead coming in the form of Shadow Swampert. Noctowl does quite well here. You easily tank a Hydro Cannon, no problem. And then if they are willing to stay in on the lead, you will have to start shielding. What makes it so dominant is obviously that we are double resisting this fast move pressure, but Swampert has to shield these Sky Attacks because it will put itself at risk of getting farmed down, and they know that, so they bank a move and make a play into a Noctowl of their own. So we intentionally throw this Sky Attack to chip, and then we're going to dip into our Medicham here to make this matchup a little bit more comfortable for Medicham. They can throw whatever they want. We tank one of anything that they throw. It is the Sky Attack. That is the right move to throw on Medicham, by the way. And we will just look to go for the Ice Punch here, farming it perfectly within Ice Punch range. I knew this would KO. That is beautiful. We take out the Noctowl. That is a major obstacle out of the way for Sirfetch'd in the back. And they reveal their third, coming in the form of Sableye. So this is beautiful. This is looking really good here. Gonna fire off this Ice Punch, get a little bit of chip damage before we go down. Medicham putting in the work. You absolutely love to see it. So now we will have to shield from this Sableye. It is still a little bit too healthy. And we know that Swampert has a move. I was really concerned of a potential snipe. So I know that Swampert has a Hydro Cannon loaded. Gonna fire off the Sky Attack, grabbing the final shield. So now it's time to pivot into Sirfetch'd. And they catch, sacrificing their Swampert. That was an interesting play because that Swampert has a move stored. We say bye-bye to it. Either way, anytime we can one-shot a Swampert, it is never a bad thing. And now it is smooth sailing from here. They can throw whatever they want. It's a resisted foul play. We will make it to this Leaf Blade. And it is looking like a nighty-night. Sleep tight to the Sableye. Bye-bye, Sableye. And Sirfetch'd has closed yet another game in dominant fashion. You absolutely love to see it. Good game, well played. Oh, this Medicham team. One of my favorite team comps. Pairing it with Sirfetch'd in the back. So strong, so powerful. And here we go. Deoxys lead. This is a positive lead for Noctowl. The reason why is because we have access to super effective Shadow Balls, and we outpace provided they are running the conventional Thunderbolt Psycho Boost moveset. And it looks like they are, as they did build all the way up to it. So we will match the shield. And right about here, I made... oh my gosh, let's discuss this, guys. I had a distraction. I'm not kidding. This is not an excuse, and you can tell that I was really upset that happened. I looked up for a split second, still tapping my screen, and my thumb drifted to the Sirfetch'd switch button, and it triggered that switch. That was not intentional. I did not mean to do that. Obviously, you want to stay in with Noctowl, and now seeing an Umbreon made it even worse. Oh, that was so annoying that I let that happen, but it does happen, guys. And let me know if that ever happens to you, because that happens to me quite a bit. Sometimes my thumb will drift over a bit and trigger that. I've gotten better at not having that happen, but yeah, I looked up for a split second, still tapping the screen, and accidentally brought Sirfetch'd in, unintentionally, onto Deoxys. So now we're trying to work our way out of this pickle here. We bring in our Medicham to take out this Umbreon. And they, of course, come back in with the Deoxys here. So all we can really do is go for these Ice Punches here. We would have obviously wanted our Sirfetch'd on that Umbreon if at all possible, but yeah, this is very upsetting, very annoying. I was very annoyed at the time. They go for the Thunderbolt. We tank that. We don't know what they have remaining in the back. Could be an Azumarill. Deoxys, Umbreon, Azumarill is a classic, very bulky team comp. Fire off this Ice Punch and make an aggressive play back into Noctowl, and it is a Charizard. So it still would have been a bit challenging with Charizard, but if we could have aligned, taken out the Deoxys, left with minimal health, pivoted in the Sirfetch'd or Medi. Ideally, you would want the Medi on the Charizard, but Sirfetch'd can put in work as well, as Charizard is quite squishy in the Great League. But yeah, that mistake definitely cost us. This one was definitely winnable, but good game well played to our opponent. Oh, that one was annoying, but very interesting twist on a classic team for that last one. But here we go. Another positive lead. You absolutely love to see it. Sableye on the lead here. Absolutely going to stay right here and go for the Sky Attacks. You can definitely tank the first move. Sometimes they will go right for that return, and they should go right for the return if they're willing to stay in on a terrible lead like this one here. But we know that we tank everything for Sableye, no problem. It is the foul play. They should definitely be going return, but they are happy to just go straight foul play, and that is fine. So whenever they stay in on a bad lead like this, that usually means that they're ABA weak. So we're going to protect Noctowl and preserve some health. You just never know. And they did soft lose lead. They've got a Lantern in the back. We pivot into Sirfetch'd and draw out a Noctowl. So it's a good thing that we preserved health on our own Noctowl. Drawing this out is beautiful, as Medicham can perform quite well up against Lantern. And what we really want to do is grab a shield, get that shield back, because it's even better for Medicham if we can even up the shielding scenario. Medicham, I don't believe, beats Lantern at a shield disadvantage. And we get the boost. Holy smokes. Those neutral counters revved right up after that boost, making it a lot easier for our Noctowl here. Just going to soak all this damage. It's not likely, yeah, they're just going to take us out. And that is amazing because we can come right in with our Medicham. I don't think that their switch timer is quite up. So we can get some a nice energy lead here. And now it is just about smooth sailing. Should be just fine here with Medi here. Medi has a very narrow victory over Lantern in all even shield scenarios. Going to fire off the Psychic. Does big damage. They tank that as they absolutely can, and they generally go right for the Thunderbolt because they know Medicham tanks it, but this trainer decides to bait. Holy smokes, that's an insane bait. There's absolutely no need to do that. You should just go straight Thunderbolt, but that's fine. It's not going to help them either way. Baiting does not help them. They go down either way with a shield. And Medicham closes it this time, taking the win for this team. That is the team. Good game well played to our opponent. And like I said, guys, the classic variation of this particular team here leads with Lickitung on the lead. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Lickitung has seen better days. Yeah, it really has. Although it can do some things. It's just there are a lot of Noctowls running rampant. So we swapped out Lickitung. In the place of Lickitung is Noctowl on this team, along with Sirfetch'd and Medicham. Sirfetch'd on the safe swap. Versatile, very powerful, can either grab shields or just outright flip switch, which is amazing. That's what you absolutely want out of a good safe swap, and that draws out a potential ghost type so that Medi can close the game strong for you. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.